the government. It loves you and wants to keep you safe and well. It even wants to make paying taxes, fines, and court costs easier for you. How? Well, you'll need to meet your straw man. He was born the same day you were. He looks like you, has the same name, and lives in your house, but you never knew he existed. You will have even paid his parking tickets or taxes. The worst part? He's been dead from day one. From every birth certificate, a legal personality, or legal fiction, is created with the same name to confuse little old you into thinking it's you. So, there is a human you and a paper you, or as it's commonly known, a straw man. So when it seems like government officials, court clerks, or the police are speaking English, they aren't. They're speaking legalese, designed to make you agree to verbal and written contracts without even knowing about it, all spun from Black's Law Dictionary. For example, when the police say, "Do you understand?" you'll say, "Yes." What they are really saying is, "Do you stand under our authority?" Oops-a-daisy, you just created a verbal contract with them. Oh, you clever government. Did you know that whenever you register something, you are handing over title to the person you register it with? That's right. Whenever you register something with the government, they assume it belongs to them. Registered your car? Super! Now you are the registered keeper of your vehicle, and the government can crush it when you don't pay your, straw man's taxes. Expecting a new bundle of joy? Well then you need to register your little darling with a birth certificate. Then they can start the process all over again and create a new straw man for your little one. Isn't that great? So when Junior grows up, he'll be able to generate revenue just like you have. When you notify on your baby by signing the birth certificate, your child becomes a ward of state. And if the government doesn't like what you're doing, they'll assume it's okay to take the child away or make new rules for things they don't like. Not enough school? Smacking your child? Shouting too loudly? Then it's off to social services for the little one. When you get a bill, it's sent to you, but belongs to your straw man, not you. That's why bills, fines, and summons start with Mr., Mrs., or Ms. Sometimes you'll see your surname in capitals, just like on a gravestone. That's because your straw man is dead, and just a silly piece of paper, created before you could comprehend or even consent to it. When you go to court, you represent your straw man, so you, the human, take on any costs, fees, taxes, and fines involved for the straw man. The human you doesn't even need to pay them. But you made a contract with the court by appearing on behalf of your legal personality or straw man, just like the government knew you would. Confused? Well, don't worry. The government doesn't want you to know anyway. If you knew, you'd stop paying things like council tax and parking tickets. Because when you go to court, you are representing your straw man. You are you, alive and made of flesh and blood. Your straw man, or legal personality, is a piece of paper created from your birth certificate. And you think it's you. What a silly Billy. Would you like to know more? Well then go over to tpuc.org. Get up, get informed, and get real.
How many genders are there?
172. It's hard to know, really. It's changing all the time.
So, your species is evolving that rapidly. Remarkable. Perhaps while you are sitting here, you will grow additional limbs or develop the ability to breathe underwater.
No, that's not what we meant.
It's too bad. So, what are these genders, and how do they function?
Function? I don't understand.
Why, yes. On my planet, the female gender is the giver of life, raising and nurturing our young, preserving our civilization for eons to come, while the males mostly just mow our space lawns and make multiple trips to Space Home Depot.
What you're talking about is sex. Gender is something different.
Exactly. People can identify with genders different than their natal sex, or with none at all.
But why?
It's just the way we feel.
No! It's the way we're born.
Well, of course, a lot of times they don't realize how they were born until someone tells them. Someone like a teacher or social media influencer.
Oh, I understand. On this planet, there are people who are men, and people who are women, and people who are mentally ill.
Clean with white vinegar. Remember what bleach will do? It will kill mold, but it will feed fungus. And putting bleach on mold, you create one of the most toxic combinations on the planet. So clean areas with white vinegar, also sodium bicarbonate. And if you've got a particularly tough area to clean, you can put a little pile of sodium bicarbonate, pour a little bit of vinegar there, and you'll get a fizzing up, you get a nice reaction, and get the scrubbing brush into that area. We need to get the chemicals out of our homes, out of our toothpaste, out of our washing detergent, out of our clothes. Take steps to have electromagnetic field-free bedroom. Remember, we spend a third of our life in there. So have your phones or your iPads, computers charging in another room. Also be very cautious with the children. If you children in your home are used to a lot of technology, start easing it off.
Nobody is ready for this one. This probably looks familiar. It probably looks like these cymatic patterns that I talk about all the fucking time. And all these things is a petri dish on top of a speaker and a light on top of it, making these cool mandala-like patterns. Now this man made one of them in a 3D design software and took cross sections of it and put different colors to those cross sections. So using a 3D cymatic pattern, this man was able to create a perfect image using sound and light. I want you to sit and really think about this, because this is the code to reality. This is the code to the matrix, or whatever you want to call it. This is how energy interacts with itself to create everything that you see. This is why cymatics and sound is so important. Vibration in general. It's all waves. And that's how we make sense of it.
Do you believe that Bill Gates is really a philanthropist?
Bill Gates is not a philanthropist. He gives a little bit of money to take over entire sectors. The big seed banks are called the CJR system. He gives $1 million here, but he takes all the seeds of that system. All of these seed banks of the world he now controls by getting a tiny bit. But that's not where he stops. He then promotes technologies for patenting. So he controls the seeds of the world. He finances the Svalbard seed bank. Then he creates patent systems. And he destroys the international system that controls the country's rights to their seed, so that all the seeds of the world are his seeds. He cooked up a word which I had never heard before that, called net zero. And he said we have to solve climate problems by net zero. It doesn't mean we get rid of emissions. He flies in a private jet and has all the private jet services of the world. He says it doesn't mean we'll stop polluting. He says it just means we have to find other people's lands for offsets to absorb our pollution. So he's bought all the land in America, but he wants our land for carbon offsets. And this is the net zero they're trying to push in the climate discussions.
Danny, why would you transition genders only to get pregnant and have a baby? This is one of the most commonly asked questions I receive. But the desire to have children doesn't discriminate based on your gender. When I was living in the world as female, I felt uncomfortable and unhappy. It wasn't until I transitioned genders that I finally became home in my body, and that allowed me to be home for somebody else. Had I not transitioned genders, I don't know if I would have been able to make it this far. And what it's taught me is that I'm no more a woman today than I was before I had my baby. Having a uterus and using that uterus to carry a child doesn't make me a woman. Yes, women birth babies, but so do trans men and non-binary people. We desire creating families just as others do, and our bodies are as capable and worthy. Transitioning genders before having a baby is part of what made this process so beautiful for me.
Good evening. How is everyone? I'm just going to make sure that you can all hear me. Oh, I can hear myself. Yeah. There we go. I can hear myself, so I know that's okay. I'm just going to take that out now. That's it. I can turn that down. So, good evening. Let's just turn that right down. Right. So let's. How are we all? It's been 2 weeks since I last saw you. I'm back again, and yeah. Did you like the start of those videos? That last one was particularly nice, wasn't it? That pregnant thing. Yes, I can never quite understand that. Can you? You know, I can never quite understand it. You know, yeah, it's just a bit weird to me. It really is a bit weird. Anyway, I've got a fun-packed show for you. We've got quite a few stories, health stories tonight, and also I'm going to tell you all about my lovely holiday that I had, and also I'm going to I want to I'll probably do some memes a bit later as well, just to break up the show. And I think tonight we're also going to do some quiz stuff. Yeah, at the end of the show. So hang around, stick around for that. We're going to do some quiz stuff, TV and film trivia stuff, just for a change, something a bit different. And yeah, so it's a packed show. I've been working on it for about 3 or 4 hours, so I hope you enjoy it. And hello to everyone in the chat. I'm going to say hello to you individually. Hello to Jimmy as well if he's watching, Pete and Cookie as well, and to Steve if he's watching as well. Let's go right from the top of the chat then. So we've got Dinny. Hello, Dinny. Spanish. Hello, mate. Let's see who else is in the chat. Jerry. Hello, Jerry. And we've got Mick H. Hello, Mick. Yeah, you've got Pete and Cookie are off at the moment because they got a ban, mate, for medical misinformation, so I've got to be careful tonight. And Chris is in the house. Yeah, so if you want to find him, I'm sure Tony can put a link in for Odyssey as well. You can find them on Odyssey tomorrow and on the other one, whatever it's called. I forget what it's bloody called. Yeah. Someone will tell me. Yeah, and hello, Tony. I've said hello to Chris. Matty's in the house. My son Matty. He's on his new scooter tonight. He's got a new electric scooter. And Pete's here as well. Troopers. Hello, troopers. So I think that's about it. Yeah, and hello to Paula if she's watching, if she's lurking in the background. And of course, the biggest lurker of all, James, of course, Ninja James. Hello to Ninja James. Rumble, thank you very much, Spanish. Yeah, you'll find him on Rumble. Tony, do you want to post the Rumble and the Odyssey chat to Pete's Pete and Cookies or Pete? Oh, Pete can't do it. I don't know. Pete might be. I don't know if Pete's a thingy on mine. I'm not sure actually. Man can have babies is fine though. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. Jerry has got a helmet. His dad told him to. And his dad also told him to get contents insurance for his house, which he didn't have because of the amount of exploding things that are going on at the moment. Yeah, I told him he's got to charge it outside the house, not inside the house. And hello, Matt's mate, Ollie as well. He's probably with Ollie. Are you with Ollie, Matt? Let me know. I'm just saying hello. Ah, is that Paula? Is that Paula? Is that it? Yes, it is. There she is. Hello. Hello. Yeah. And Johnny's in the house as well. Gonzo Johnny. Hello, Johnny. Dear Johnny. Yeah, Matt. Ollie's watching. All right, Ollie. Yeah. Ollie's got a new van as well. Matt's got a new scooter, but Ollie's got a new van. Yeah. Anyway, welcome aboard, everyone. Nice to see everyone here. Yeah, nice to see everyone. let's go through what I'm going to chat to you tonight. So let's do the legal bit. My name's let's take that off. My name's Robert. I'm not a doctor. This show is just for fun and entertainment and information. If you want any legal advice regarding your health or anything like that, or regarding your straw man, you go and see a professional. But carry on watching the show and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And please hit the like button if you like the show. If you don't worry about it. It's not a problem. Here's a fact for you. I'll do I've done my legal back. Here's a fact for you. Myocarditis, right, is affecting. This is official figures now. Myocarditis is affecting 20% of the US Army, and those are official figures as well. So that's 20%. So that's quite bad. Now, what's the other fact about myocarditis? Well, the other fact about myocarditis is that within 5 years, a good percentage, about 50% normally, will probably die, sadly. So if you think about that, that's quite a shocking thing, really. So every 100,000 or every million, there's going to be 200,000 that are going to get. And we're thinking about the medical intervention here. So let's say every million that got the medical intervention, and it got into the right place of the arm spears, and let's think about that. So every million that had it, 20% are going to get maybe myocarditis. And of those 20%, within 5 years, it looks like, because this is a fact. Apparently, it used to affect 1 in 1 million people, myocarditis, and now it's 20% officially in the US Army. So, so 100,000 every million will be dead within maybe 5 years. Which is a terrible statistic, really, isn't it? It's a cheery note for a Tuesday evening, isn't it? And now I want you to think about this subject. It's a very, very important subject, because I was talking to my partner about it, and we thought it would be a really good discussion piece as well. What are your either fond or disastrous memories about school dinners? Yeah. Okay, so school dinners. A, I used to love the chips. Okay. B, the pudding I used to particularly love was the coconut sponge with the jam. And I don't know about you, but I was a big fan of the thick cold custard. Now, some people don't like it, but I personally used to absolutely love it. So what was your favorite thing or your least favorite thing about school dinners? Did you hate them? Did you love them? I actually quite used to like my school dinners. They used to serve up a lot of mashed potato, didn't they? The mashed potato was a bit dodgy for me. I used to think, yeah, that mashed potato is a little bit dodgy. But other than that, I used to love the chips. I used to love the pies. I thought the pies were really good. So yeah, I want your thoughts on school dinners, please. This is an interactive show, even though there's only 12 of you in the house at the moment. Give me your thoughts on your school dinners, please. Chris is saying greasy burgers in the blue wrapper. My screen's a bit dirty. Hang on. Let's just show it here. In mainland Europe, we don't do school dinners, says Gonzo John, in mainland Europe. Okay. Thank you very much. Right. What was Chris saying? There we go. So Chris was saying greasy burgers in a blue wrapper, stale deep fat fryer smells. See, it'll get you going. Honestly, it once you start talking about it. Paula says, mother liked mock cream. I hated it. There you are. See. Good evening, Bebo. Bebo's in the house. I like the truffles and caviar. We should be so lucky. What's Jerry saying? Jerry's saying, never got school dinners here. Grange Hill was the only way I knew about such a thing. Did you not, Jerry? Where are you, Jerry? You must have got school dinners. Yeah. Oh, we've got a lie detector in the house. Least frog spawn to E. I reckon I know who lie detector is. Is that Mr. Ollie? Yes, I'm gonna guess that's Ollie there. And what else has been? Right, so Denny's saying here, we used to get a fresh bottle of milk. School grub was great. Always fish on Fridays. I used to sell my Fridays dinner ticket. Denny wasn't a fish fan then. Oh dear. Paula says also boiled beef pudding, carrots, cabbage, and huge metal jugs of gravy. Yeah. Do you remember the plastic jugs of water they used to put out on the table for you as well? What else has been? What if I've missed anyone's comments here? Oh, and do you remember? Okay, Margaret Thatcher, the milk snatcher. Okay, so I'm old enough to remember when we used to get bottles of milk, the small bottles of milk, and I used to love those. Apart from in the summer when they used to let the heat get to them and they get a bit warm and I used to hate that. But I did love them. I did love my milk. I really did. I did love my milk. Did you like the milk or not? And you used to get a bit of straw, pop it in the top then. Yeah, Chris is saying, Denny's saying, there we go. Yeah, we used to get a fresh bottle of milk. School grub was great. Always fish on Fridays. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've done that one. Yeah. And then Chris said, was it unpasteurized, Denny? And lie detector says frog spawn rice pudding, yuck. Yeah, rice pudding. Semolina, tapioca. Any memories of semolina and tapioca? Yeah, there we go. It was always real milk, said Dinny. Yeah. And Chris is off in his Asda, down to Asda in his Mazda. Does anyone want anything? I think he's working tonight. How do you remember so far back? I blame my partner. She gives me hints, and we start just talking about it. Couscous. Yeah, I don't remember couscous. Yeah, when they never had pasta in my day down in schools. There was never any pasta. I think pasta was a late thing. I mean, I can remember going to my first curry house when I was quite young. I used to live in West London, and if you know West London, the A40 is a flyover, and I can remember going with my friend Graham and his parents, and his dad was a butcher. And they always used to go to a Lido in a place called Rickmansworth, which is just on the outskirts of London. And after that, they would go for a curry. And if I ever went with them to the Lido, I'd go and have a curry. I can remember the first time I had my curry, I used to love it, absolutely love it. I think that's where I've got my love for spicy food. Plus, I'm a spicy person anyway. I love hot, spicy food. I think it's my birth sign, because I'm an Aries and I'm a fire sign, aren't I? James is saying, Ninja's saying, semolina. You see, there you go, James. I made you. You see, I got you out there, James. Yes, let's just get him up there. Look, semolina, yeah. And Paul is saying, wield a label with menace. Wield a label with menace. I don't know what that means. Spanish wants a copy of Mayfair from Master. Whilst I was away, I had a really good. Okay, so my holiday, I went down to Dorset. Fundamentally, I hung around Bournemouth and Poole, And one day we went and had a breakfast in Sainsbury's. We just fancied because the problem, we had a breakfast in one of the we stayed in. We had 2 nights in an Airbnb and 2 nights in a hotel. And can I thoroughly recommend? Let me just put a little note here. Let me just, so I know where I am. Can I just thoroughly recommend? No one stays in a Green King Inn. Okay, just don't go and stay in a Green King Inn because they are rubbish. They are rubbish. Okay, just don't stay in them. Okay, always go for an Airbnb. Right. So we decided. So we had the breakfast and the first one, and in the Green King, and it wasn't very good breakfast. It really wasn't. And so then we decided to go and have a breakfast. Literally, we skipped it. We decided to have a breakfast in Sainsbury's. Go if you ever get. I'm sure, yeah, it's Sainsbury's. If you can get to a Sainsbury's, all right, and go and have their breakfast. I had the small breakfast, okay, and it's such good value for money. It was like £4 or something, and you get 1 rasher of bacon, 1 sausage, you get egg, you get a slice of toast, and something else. But it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. If you can, get yourself to a Sainsbury's and have one of the Sainsbury's breakfasts because it's really, really good. And their coffee is top notch as well. I think the breakfast cost us something like £12. My partner had a veggie breakfast. I had the small breakfast. I had a coffee. She had a soft drink. And it was something like just over £12. It was amazing value. It was really, really good value. So what did I do on my holiday? Well, so yeah, we went down to we stayed in just outside Bournemouth to begin with, and we had an Airbnb, and at the Airbnb we had it was a lovely room. It was a really, really middle class road. Yeah, literally, right. The people we were staying with, right, they had a 70 plate, okay, mobile home. Now, I'm not just talking about a small mobile home. I'm talking about a big mobile home, and it was parked up in their driveway, right? And they had a personalized number plate on. No, they didn't have a personalized number plate on that, right? But his BMW, the husband's BMW, that had a personalized number plate, and his wife's little runaround car, which was one of these Fiats, these little Fiats, that had a personalized number plate. The room that we stayed in, it had a washing machine, it had a cooker, a microwave, cuddly toy. No, and honestly, it had absolutely everything. And then just right outside our room, we had a little spa bit, where we could jump in the hot tub, and it was such a posh hot tub. It really was such a posh hot tub, and it was absolutely brilliant. We were going to go in 2 nights in a row, but unfortunately, the weather, as everyone's seeing at the moment, let us down, and it was absolutely pissing it down on the second night, so we couldn't get into the hot tub. But one of the things we did do whilst we were down in Bournemouth, my partner booked a day at a spa, and they had a hot tub, and they had 2 swimming pools. They also had a steam room, and the sauna was out of action at the time, and that was lovely. And we also had a lunch there as well, and it was pissing down outside all day, so it was the perfect thing to do. What else did we do? We also went and for our first ever Vietnamese food, which was absolutely brilliant. It was really, really lovely. If you've never tried Vietnamese food, it's a bit like Thai. We had this brisket beef, and it's quite spicy, and it was so filling. It was really, really. I think it's a chain called Po or something like that. So if you ever get a chance to and you fancy it, get yourself down and try some Vietnamese food. It's really, really lovely. And we also then did a boat trip Now, around Bournemouth, between Bournemouth and the Isle of Wight, there's lots of little islands. And so we went out and we did like a 1.5 hour trip on a boat. And they told us all about the islands and the different islands. And there was one military island that no one's allowed to go on. It's all top secret, you know. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Say no more, say no more. So yeah, there was that. That was really good as well. And in the evening, when we were at Poole, because we also stayed the 2 nights at Poole at that terrible hotel, but we were right on the harbour of Poole. And on the Thursday evening, they had a firework display, which was only like just about 7-8 minutes, something like that. But it was great watching fireworks over the sea and seeing them launch from a boat. And it was really, really good. And of course, lots of fish and chips. Of course, you've got to have your fish and chippies. And now, when I was in Pete's channel, just before I went away, one of his followers called CMB said, you've got to visit Dumbledore whilst you're down there. So I did visit Dumbledore, and me and my partner, we absolutely loved it. And it's one of these Jurassic coastlines, okay? And I'm just going to show you a picture of it, okay? Where is it? Let's have a look. I've got it here. Here it is. Right. So this is Dumbledore, okay? Now, apparently, people actually they jump off this. I forget what they call it. Something stupidity, I think it is. But I thought this was an absolute. You can see how big it is because of how small the people are down there. And this was the other side of it. So this is the other side. So you had 2 like coastlines, one side, one the other side. Very pebbly beach, but my God, really, really steep to go down. You've got to be pretty fit. And the stairs, I have to say, are quite steep at times. And it's a little bit dodgy. It really is a little bit dodgy to go down these steps. But if you're ever down that part of the world, it's worth a visit. I was in absolute awe of this. Now, as soon as I saw this, I don't know if anyone ever watches Mud Fossil University and a guy called Roger. Now, Roger actually turns around and he believes that there's a lot of fossilized giants around the world and things like that. Now, as soon as I saw this, you can call me crazy. You will do. I know you will. But as soon as I saw this, I could see an elephant and I wasn't even looking for it. Now, apparently, that part where you can see is meant to be where the sea eroded it away. Now, to me, that looks like a trunk. And if you look, my partner said to me, she said, "Oh, you know, we're inclined as humans to see shapes that aren't really there, you know, because that's what we're inclined to do." Personally, I think this could be, I know it might sound crazy, a fossilized elephant. And when I looked, there's one part, I don't know if I can like point it, if you can see it here, but where the eye socket would be, okay, there was red iron. Now, to me, iron indicates blood. So it's just, I could be completely wrong, but let me know what you think. I thought it was brilliant. It's worth a visit. If you're ever going to go there, go down there and visit it. It really is. And lastly, as well, let me hide this. Lastly, I played. We had a game of crazy golf down at down in Bournemouth, and it was Smuggler's Cove. Smuggler's Cove, and it says that the par should be 54. Okay. Well, I'd just like to show you there that I got, look, 54. There we are. Look at that. Yes. I've never parred a crazy golf before in my life. And I parred crazy golf. It's worth a visit. It really is. What's everyone been saying? We've got some more comments down here. Let me see where I was then. I put my little marker down, didn't I? Right, there we go. So we were talking about school dinners as well. Robert has religiously kept a daily log since he learnt to write, said Chris. Yeah. I wasn't very good at writing, actually. I hated school. School to me was like a bloody concentration camp, you know? It really was. It was just like, you're going to learn this. And I kept thinking, what do I want to learn this for? Can I just go out and get a job, you know, and go and work in my dad's shop? But that didn't work because he decided to retire, and he didn't. Yeah, he had to sell. Well, he just shut the business down. He couldn't even sell it. Bibo says, Denise saying rice pudding, yum. Gonzo Johnny says, yeah, your rice pudding are great, or at least they used to be. Not rice pudding, your fish and chips. Sorry, I'm getting confused with Dinny's comment. Yeah, fish and chips is still great down at the coastline, Johnny. It really is. There's just nothing like eating fish and chips out while sitting out looking at boats and things like that. Now, I just saw Bebo just said, I lived off Porchester Road. I'm gonna say that's probably right near where I was staying then, BB. Yeah. I don't know it, but I know Porchester. I think is down there, isn't it? So, what else? Matty says I used to have to make a wrap before school for lunch. Okay, and let's have a look. Have you turned gay, Rob? It's well strange down there. What? You don't like it? I love. But I did. We actually also managed to get one a couple of hours, 2 hours on a beach, and you'll like this Spanish actually. But I actually managed to take a photo of the Isle of Wight from Poole Beach. Now I'm going to try and measure it and and I've got the photo where you can see the tops of the cliffs of the Isle of Wight, and I want to measure it. I'm gonna do it. I haven't had a chance to do it, but I'm gonna measure it and see what the distance is, and then we'll work out what the drop is meant to be, and how tall that top of the cliff is. But I have got that photo, so it'll be interesting. And yeah, there you go. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was better than Costa. Costa packet, Spanish. Costa load of shit. BB says, is this self-advice? No, it's an interactive show, isn't it? Come on. It's an interactive show. We've been talking about school dinners. We've been talking about my holiday. We should, there we go. You see, there we are. Look, we should make a YouTube channel reviewing Sainsbury's restaurants. I tell you what, I'd make a fucking good hotel critic because honestly, I don't look for fault, but they're just glaringly obvious. And when you're spending like 130 quid a night, you think, you know, you just want it just to be clean. You want it to be, you just want a decent telly. You know, not that I ever watch telly, but when I'm on holiday, I say, you know what? I think I'll get some programming in. I need to be programmed. And I'll go, God, there was some dodgy programs. Oh my goodness. There really was. Kendo's in. Good evening, Kendo. How are you, sir? You've missed a fabulous first 40 minutes of my show. What else is saying? Let's have a look. Lie detector wants from Chris. Chris, will you get me a whole chicken with the giblets left in the packet of Viagra, please? And a packet of Viagra, please. Yeah, you need it, don't you? Let's have a look. Nubian's in. Good evening, Nubian. Lovely to see you. You've missed my montage of my holiday and my snaps and my videos that I start with. Thanks to Pete, who's gave me the idea to do it. And Jimmy's in as well. Jim, hello, Jim. How are you, sir? Pop in the after chat, Jim. I wanted to ask you something later. So yeah, just pop in the after chat if you can. If not, don't worry. I'll message you if not. Tombstoning. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, people used to jump off that thing, off a Durdle door. I started calling it Dumbledore. Size of an elephant. Who remembers that? Size of an elephant. What TV program was that? Don't forget, later on, I'm keeping you guessing. Do you get it? Keeping you guessing. We've got the ultimate TV and film quiz. Yes. Hang around for that. We've even got health stories, even though I haven't talked about any of them. So yeah, Hogwarts. Yeah, I think you mean Hogwarts, Pete. Yeah, exactly. Nubian says dragon having a sip of water. Yeah. Did you think it looked like an elephant? I thought it looked like an elephant to me. Spanish says school was shit, to be honest. This bunking off was fun. I learnt more. Yeah, and he definitely has learnt more. He's got his own business there. He's done very well for himself. Well done, Spanish. You fought against the system and you won. I fought the law and the law won. And Mahatma Malevolence is in. The only reason I ever went to school every morning was to raise hell. Good on you, Mahat. Nice one, mate. Nice one. And Paula's wishing Nubian dragon-sized blessings. Let's have a look. What else is here? Mick H says you can see the needles from Paul. Yeah, that's what I Mick. That's what I saw, and what I'm trying to do is I'm going to measure it because I'm not a glober myself. I don't want to cause controversy because not everyone believes in the flat Earth and stuff like that. But I think what they've told us is a load of crap. Myself. Good evening, Rick Hayward. Hello, everybody from Rick Hayward. Good evening, Rick. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. Nubian says, I might look for a start later on if it feels right. Oh, thank you, Nubian. That's very nice of you. Kendo says, sorry, but I was scoffing down my dinner, Rob. Roast chicken, green beans, new tatties, and carrots. That reminds me, I did a video. I don't know if anyone saw it. I did a video on my allotment this week, and I'm really happy that my mashed potato squash is growing. Okay, and they're about like that at the moment. I've got about 4 or 5 of them growing, which is great. I've had my courgettes. They weren't great. My sweet corn are doing great. Really, really good. Got side sweet corn shoots going up as well. And they're about, I'd say, sort of up to here or so, which is they're about 3 foot. So I'm really happy about that, how that's working out. My tomatoes are also coming on nicely, but we've had no sun to ripen them. Tomatoes are doing well. My cucumber plant, I've just got the one because they can produce quite a lot, as my partner in her polytunnel has discovered. And she's getting lots of cucumbers there. And what else have I got? Oh, my green beans and purple beans I've got coming off. And they're lovely. Do you know purple beans, when you cook them, they go green? I was thinking, why? I wanted them to be purple. I wanted to eat purple beans. I want them al dente. Al dente. That's what I wanted. But yeah. Durdle door, yeah. Mick H, yeah, that's right. Durdle door, yeah. Johnny saying, hi, Mahat. I went to school to become a brick in the wall. Didn't work out too well. Yep. Paula says the earth is flat when you lay on it. Yeah. Does it feel like it's moving to anyone? At some stupid speed? But there you go. And where are we? Oh, it's only 8:45, and I've been... the only problem is that you're foreskinned in it. Oh, right. Okay. BB, Health Freedom said you lived in Paddington, London. Porchester Road is a 5-minute walk from the station. Ah, we see now. My dad's BB. My dad. Right, there we go. You lived in Paddington. Yeah, I did. And Porchester. I see. Right. Okay. Because there's a place in Porchester down, I think, near Bournemouth and things like that. My dad used to have a shop, BB, in a place called Sherland Road, which was near Paddington Recreational Ground. Okay. And I went to school also in Kilburn as well. I went to St. Augustine's Church of England for my sins. And but we lived in a place called Queen's Park, which was not a million miles from Notting Hill, and from Queen's Park, it was a Queen's Park estate. So yeah, I do remember we had the avenues near us. So BB, you know Sherland Road. There you go. Well, my dad used to own a shop down there called Harry John's back in the 70s. So I don't know how old you are, BB, or maybe your parents might remember it. But if they remember a shop called Harry John's, and it was one of these shops that were that sold everything, you know. And I've got a good story actually. My dad. So I used to pop in to just help him sometimes during the day. And my dad used to sell light bulbs. Okay, and this is back in the day when they would test your light bulbs for you before you take them away. And so they had on the side, on the counter, my dad had basically a light bulb fitting. Okay, and one day I'm sitting on the counter like this, and I'm just going la la. You know, as you do as a kid, you know, and you're just fiddling around, and then your hands sort of move around, and then I found the positive of the light bulb, the positivity of the light bulb holder, and I stuck my fingers in the light bulb. I was like, and honestly, I've never 240 volts. I was stuck there for about a couple of seconds. It felt like about 20 seconds, and I'm literally stuck there. And eventually I was able to jolt myself off. And I think that's why I lost my lovely hair. Yeah. So I'm going to blame my dad for that. Because yeah, it was a fun time working in my dad's shop. It really was. Yeah, exactly, baby. It was, yeah. Oh dear. Right. I also lived in Notting Hill. Did you used to go to the carnival, BB? Yeah, I used to go to the carnival before it was famous. Used to go to that Notting Hill carnival. Paddington was a cute bear. Is also a very nice pub here that I like. Excellent. I used to. I love the film Notting Hill as well. Some people might not like it. I thought it was rather amusing. Although I don't particularly like the director. I forget his name now. But yeah, should we do some stories? Let's do some stories. Let's share the screen, and this is one, just pardon the pun, fresh off the headlines. Here we go. Oh, just before I do that, hey, Miss Blue Sky, hey, not Dr. Robert and gang, I'm here, been changing my passwords because I got hacked and have been making my dinner. Hope everyone is doing good. Nice to see you, Miss Blue Sky. Sorry you got hacked. Let's give her some love and hope she didn't lose lots of money or anything like that. So here's a story for you. Down in detergent to fight arthritis. Nubian, you're going to like this one. Is this TikTok's most dangerous health trend yet? Young women are risking organ damage by following the social media craze that promotes drinking a toxic cleaning product to relieve joint pain, fight infections, and aid weight loss. Experts have warned that at best the concoction can cause diarrhea and vomiting, whilst at worst it could trigger lung problems and even liver cancer. Hundreds of clips posted on social media app TikTok show advocates of the worrying trend mixing a US multi-purpose cleaner called borax with water and drinking it daily. On Facebook, users recommend that soaking in a bath containing it can ease joint pain and muscle pain. But borax, which contains the mineral boron, is toxic, even in amounts as small as a quarter of a teaspoon. Also known as sodium tetraborate, it is white powdery cleaner that can remove stains from fabric, destroy mold, brighten whites, and kill pests. It was banned in Britain in 2010 due to concerns about risks to human health. Despite this, some online shops still sell similar products to UK customers. Well, I'll say this, all right, and that is, why did they ban it, but it's still available in America? Just saying. And this, there we go. Look, not medical advice. I take 1 pinch of borax for 1/4 teaspoon a day, a pinch of Celtic salt, and some red mill baking soda and 1 litre of water daily. It's the latest in a series of dangerous health trends emerging on TikTok, which the Mail on Sunday has been documenting over the past year. Good on the Mail on Sunday. Well done to you. We've reported that women are getting filler injections in the tip of their nose to look like a fairy, risking blindness, coating their face in calamine lotion for perfect makeup whilst damaging the skin, and using bleach to dissolve earwax. Borax fans on TikTok say that when ingested or applied to the body, it can reduce inflammation, draw out toxins, and provide all the minerals your body needs. In one video that has since been deleted, a woman named Melody shares her experience of drinking the product for 3 days with her 49,000 followers. A lot of the people have noticed a difference in their inflammation and pain levels, she says. My lower back feels significantly better. Another woman with pain condition fibromyalgia and osteoarthritis claims her suffering dramatically diminished after 3 days of consuming the drink made with borax. A Florida-based alternative medicine practitioner, Dr. Beck, appears to recommend using borax as an intimate wash to treat vaginal infections. It's an amazing treatment for when the girly parts aren't doing so well, he tells his 72,000 followers. Add 1/4 teaspoon of borax to water, and that's all it takes. You will be amazed at what it does to the chemistry and flora down there. But amid the seemingly miraculous results and horror stories in the Facebook group Borax for Arthritis and Health, which has roughly 40,000 members, user Lisa writes, I soaked last night in a hot bath of 1 cup of borax, 1 cup of magnesium chloride, and 1 cup of baking soda. I lost track of time and was soaking for 1.5 hours. It was amazing. But after I had explosive diarrhea, couldn't even make it out of the bath in time. Is this normal when you do your soaks? Last week, US health chiefs from National Capital Poison Center reacted to the trend with a stark warning. Borax can cause stomach irritation and potentially result in diarrhea or vomiting if ingested. Over time, it can cause anemia and seizures. Soaking in borax could cause rashes that make the skin start to fall off. Boron, like other minerals, is found in trace amounts in a wide variety of foods. It plays a role in bone formation and regeneration. And some studies have previously suggested that boron supplements may reduce bone pain. But quantity needed to benefit patients was so high it caused bad side effects, said Penny Ward, who's a professor, expert in pharmaceutical medicine at King's College London. She adds that the amount TikTokers are drinking is likely to be 100 times the amount we take in every day in food, twice the World Health Organization's daily safe limit. The short-term side effects of low doses, even a large pinch, include nausea, stomach upsets, and vomiting, she says. And higher doses, for instance, teaspoon, risks convulsions. But more worrying, says Professor Ward, is the potential effect on the liver. Researchers have shown that if even in small amounts daily for a prolonged period, the liver, which processes the mineral, can get damaged. And we know that an accumulation of damage can lead to liver cancer. Bathing in the substance isn't risk-free either. Boron is known skin irritant. In the 1960s, the public were advised to wear gloves when touching it to avoid itchiness and rashness, says Prof. Ward. Inhaling it, even in a short period of time, has been shown to irritate the lungs, and which could lead to permanent damage over time. 194 US study of factory workers found just 15 minutes of boron exposure caused symptoms of lung irritation, including persistent coughing and nosebleeds. The impact depends on the amount of boron in the atmosphere, so it is unlikely one or two bars will have the same impact unless you use heaps of the stuff. It's going on and on and on, and then many of those jumping on the latest boron trend have shared previous posts that can spurious claims that Divock 19, Dr. Beck, for instance, has referred to the jab as an injection cult on his Instagram page, which features anti-jab content. In short, it is not a good idea to drink this substance or bathe in it, concludes Professor Ward. And its potential weight loss benefits, she adds, well, I'd expect you to lose weight if you rush into the toilet every 5 minutes after you eat it. Should we have a look at some of the comments? Borax isn't going to kill you, especially in that low quantity. Borax is boron, a trace mineral we all need. Thinning the herd is another comment. And what is wrong with people? Don't pig out on snow peas if you're prone to gout. Healthy? Yes, only for the lucky people. Are people really that stupid? Just asking. Is that made up story? If you have a headache, bang your toes with a hammer. Borax is found in an ingredient in all-purpose cleaners, toilet bowl cleaners, laundry detergent, including some labels are natural, laundry stain removers, air fresheners, this blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm going to fess up. I've been taking it. Yeah, so I've been taking it. And, yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm fine. I've been taking tiny amounts of it. And I think I had a conversation about this a few weeks ago. And Nubin, I tried to encourage Nubin. Hello, Amanda. Yeah, I tried to encourage Nubin to do it. I don't know if she's done it or not, but try it. I mean, a lot of people say it works. It's up to you. But that's not medical advice, remember, okay? That's not medical advice. It's very good for your laundry as well. It really brings everything up white. But yeah, I've got it. And also, in the places where they've got a lot of boron in the ground, because a lot of our health problems are down to the fact that we're missing key minerals out of our soil because we've over-farmed the land, and also those pesky aeroplanes are zigzagging across the sky, and those zigzags contain very bad chemicals, and they fall down and they affect our land, and they're poisoning our land. So that's probably another reason why the land is becoming less and less mineralized. So there you go. Yeah. So don't believe all the hype about you shouldn't try this, you should try that. Use your own initiative. Professors, yeah, they're always going to. There was in that story. Remember, there was no alternative side to it. There was just we've done our investigation. And again, I'll say to people, I've seen videos of people that have been using it, and I know some people that have been using it, YouTubers, for 3 years, and they're perfectly all right. You know, if you do it in the right amounts, I'm sure it'll be all right. But I've got it in my cupboard over there, and I'm using it every day. And like I said, yeah, it is Mick Cage. Yeah, it is washing up liquid for laundry. Yeah, you can. Robert, you're on the car stereo, so watch your fucking language. Thanks, Chris. And oh yeah, it's time for a drink, by the way. What are you drinking tonight? I've got a little I've got some very nice cold water here. Look, here we go. Groovy. And I've also got from Asda a nice 2017 Rioja Reserva. There we go. Yeah, there we are. It's very nice. Let's just top the old glass up there. I had a nice piece of steak with salad tonight, and mushrooms and tomatoes. Yeah. So cheers, everyone. Bottoms up. And yeah. So what do you think of that story? I hope you like it. Yeah. I personally, I don't think it's a problem. But again, you know, that's not my advice. You do what you think's best. Okay. And here's another story for you, lovely people. Bogus online profiles damage mental health. There we go. Only a quarter of Britons say their social media profiles portray a true reflection of themselves. Experts have long warned that the doctor's selfies posted on Instagram, TikTok, and others harm mental health as they promote unrealistic lifestyles. Now, a survey of 2,000 social media users aged 18 to 65 by drinks brand Gavine has revealed that just 1 in 4 people say their profiles reflect reality. Data from January, compiled by charity STEM4, also revealed that 8 in 10 young people aged between 18 and 21 disliked their bodies. The researchers blamed the results on social media. Let's control that social media again, shall we? Let's bring out laws to control social media, arguing that it presents a supposed reality that is distorted and harmful. Here's some very quick ones. Is your pet getting you down? Pets won't necessarily boost mental health, a study suggests. Previous research has found that people with pets are less likely to suffer mental health problems. However, analysts from the University of York compared the symptoms of 170 British mental health patients with and without pets and found no difference. In fact, they noted having a pet was linked with greater mental health decline during the DIVOC lockdowns. Sitting on a vibrating chair could help you treat high blood pressure. Scientists have previously found that repeated head movements can lower blood pressure as fluids inside the brain shift, interfering with molecules on the surface of brain cells which control blood pressure. Researchers from the National Rehab Center for Persons with Disabilities in Japan asked 30 volunteers with moderately high blood pressure to sit on a chair that used vibrations to jolt the body. They sat on it for 30 minutes 3 times a week for a month. Results showed a significant fall in systolic and dystolic blood pressures. The scientists plan to test the chair further for older people who cannot exercise. Try saying that when you've had a few drinks. 1 in 5 young festival goers never washed their hands after using toilets at outdoor events. Disgusting! A poll has discovered, so it's no wonder that a third of the 1,518 to 24-year-olds polled also reported catching a virus at a festival. Hey, there's one. I got it. There's another one. Hey, I got that one. 3/4 go to at least a day without washing their hands, and 1 in 10 said they'd picked up other types of infections, such as conjunctivitis. When asked why they dodged the sinks by cleaning brand method, respondents blamed a lack of washing facilities, queues, and getting caught up in the music. Lovely. There we go. What do you think of that? May I remind you that if you want to support the show, I've got a link in the show, and I'll just share this with you as well, because I want to I'll also just remind everyone that Raconteurs News and this channel, Healthfreedom UK, share a StreamYard. And if we want to carry on being able to do after chats as well and getting up to 10 people in the after chat, that sort of thing is going to cost around £225. Now we're just into August, so about £225 a year. Now I make a salve. If people want to buy some of my salve, then great, and I'll put half the money of that towards the show. I don't know if anyone's got any ideas, but it's something that we need to start thinking about, because this is what Jason used to organise with Raconteurs News. So it's just maybe something that we need to start thinking about, how we can support it. If we don't want after shows, we just want to use the normal StreamYard software. It just means that we will have StreamYard written up here, and also it just means that we can't have our after chats because you can only have one guest in the show. So I just think it's something we need to start thinking about. But I'm quite happy to, for every salve that I sell, I'll put maybe half the money towards contributions for the StreamYard. So if you want to buy one of my salves, please do so. I'll show you where. I'll just show you. Here we are. Where is it? Here we are. This is my. If you put in healthfreedom.co.uk, that's without the UK. So healthfreedom.co.uk, it will take you to my Shopify, which is here, as you can well see. There we go. And there's my healing salve. It's £30 including delivery. If you just click on here, you just click on the product. There we go. And then it tells you all about it. CBD healing salve is lovely homemade, locally sourced, and the best ingredients, including organic coconut oil and organic beeswax. Other ingredients include magnesium, hemp seed oils, vitamin C, as sodium ascorbate, colloidal silver, a homemade lavender oil, plus essential oils including lang lang, frankincense, neroli, bergamot, and honeysuckle, and olive oil, and all sorts. I've actually improved it even since then. So I use this also as a sunscreen as well. So I just think we need to have a conversation that going forward, in this community, that if we want to support Raconteurs News and this show, and you want, again, you don't have to, but if you want to do after shows, and so that we can come together as a community and chat amongst ourselves, then I think it would be a good idea if we can maybe somehow set up some form, because like Raconteurs News doesn't get any money from the shows. I don't get any monetary values from here. Both Jimmy and I just give up our own time, and we do it because we love it and we want to interact with people. And I think that it's just a dedication as well to our Jason, who we've lost, and it's just to keep the family together. So if you've got any ideas, either put them in the comments after the show. Don't forget, hit the likes up button, please, if you don't mind, or put them in the comments in the live chat, or if you're watching this on replay, please give me some comments. Just some feedback would be nice. Here's another story for you. So please, links for my channel are in the show as well. All right. Here's another story for you. Let's present you with another story. Don't forget, we've got this coming up. Yes, TV and film quiz. Hang about for that. That's coming up very, very shortly. I know you all want to get in there. Here's another one. This made me laugh. This is hot off the press. Exclusive. Putting their foot in it. Dr. Martens engulfed in woke storm after promoting boots that show a transgender person with breast removal scars on their chest. Dr. Martens, once a footwear of choice for skinheads and punks, and those of us who worked in Royal Mail, because that's what they provide you with, has become the latest company to be engulfed in a woke storm after promoting boots that appear to endorse transgender surgery. The shoemaker gave away a pair of custom rainbow-coloured boots that features a topless cartoon person with scars under their breasts, a hallmark of breast removal surgery, as part of a promotional stunt. The LBGT-friendly boots, designed by a self-described queer illustrator, were advertised on the company's Instagram account and website last week, sparking a furious debate among its customers and social media users. Some accused Dr. Martens of cashing in on the mutilation of women and urged a boycott of the company, whilst others praised the firm for standing up for minorities. The controversy has echoes of the fallout from Bud Light's decision to partner with controversial transgender TikToker influencer Dylan Mulverney. There we go. Look at those boots, everyone. What do you think of those? I quite like Dr. Martens. I thought, all their boots are pretty good. Personally, I don't, if people want to buy that sort of boot and they want to support them, that's their choice. I suppose all the transgenders and the LGBTQ crowd might want to buy it. So, it is a bit odd personally, but again, what do you think? What else is it saying here? There we go. Look, this is their Instagram. The shoes were posted on their Instagram account and have also been shared by artist Jess Voss, who designed the shoes. There we go. So you can see a bit more there as well, the other side. The new design causing controversy was put onto the 1460 boot, the original Doc Martens that was popular among skinheads, scooter riders, and punk rockers in the 70s. They were designed by Colorado-based artist Jess Vostag, who said she wanted to represent queer joy with her design. By the end of the competition at 9 a.m. Today, the post on Instagram had nearly 10,000 likes. One furious user commented, "How shameful, I'm disgusted," while a second said, "Cashing in on the mutilation of young teenage girls and lesbians is so cool and progressive. Shame on you." And yeah, so people are, and here she is. This is Jess Vostag or Vostiag. Here she is. But looks a bit like Billie Eilish, doesn't she? Don't you think? Here we go. Here's some look. "How shameful! I'm disgusted. How dare you?" Some saying we need these. There we go. Yeah. So that's that, really. That's that story. What do you think of that? Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me come back to the chat. See if I'm missing anything here. Let's have a look. Amanda says, personally, I find them uncomfortable. Chris says, I find their boots too heavy. Yeah, and they do take a lot of, pardon the pun, but they take a lot of breaking in. I know. I used to get Dr. Martens shoes supplied to you as a Royal Mail postman. And Spanish is saying, well, it's fuck Dr. Martens as well as Costa. There we are. Get off the fence, Spanish, and say what you think, mate. I heard they made salve illegal in Wales, says Mick H. Quite possibly, mate. They look like a 5-year-old was let loose with a load of magic markers. It's hand cream. Yeah, Spanish has tried my salve. He bought a load of it at Christmas time. Johnny says, "Why have prints on boots? I would never buy boots with prints." Yeah, I know, mate. I think it's an age thing, Johnny. I really think it's an age thing. Paula says, "Stick a bit of foam mat to your wellies, glue some bells and bows on, charge a fortune at the stall, and they'll see you coming at the stall." There we go. Yeah, absolutely, Paula. Mahat says they look like fucking banana splits boots. La 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 la. I used to love the banana splits. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana. Size of an elephant. There we go. We've done full circle. And if you haven't been watching the show, you won't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And that was in the banana splits. It was one of the cartoon shows. Can someone tell me what the name of the cartoon show was in the banana splits, where the guy used to suddenly change into a character, and go, size of a giraffe or size of an elephant? What was the name of him? Let's have a look. Paula says, don't clean your glasses with it. Absolutely. Tony, all right, Tony's got a lot to say here. 40 years ago, it was punks and skinheads who were the main wearers of docs. Now it's LBGTQ. It shows you these companies have no loyalty to its customers or to the cultural icons they were. Do you know what, Tony? I think half the problem is that the people that used to work and run these businesses are not the people that used to anymore. And now you've got the woke agenda that are running these companies, mate. And that's why they're going down this road. Plus, isn't it? You've got that whole thing about your score. Someone remind me what it is. You've got a company has to got, because Pete and Cookie talked about this, and it's a certain score that you've got to have that shows you're progressive, and you'll get you'll get more. You'll be able. I found this out. You're able to then get. I think it's your S something score. I can't remember what it is. Someone's going to tell me in a second. And you're able to then get loans if you promote these products. You'll get more brownie points apparently. So Jerry says it's a BlackRock agenda. Yeah, absolutely, mate. I would completely agree with you. Thanks, Mahat. ESG points. You get ESG, environmental something. Yeah, that's right. And that's why a lot of these companies are doing that, isn't it? That's why they're going that way. So yeah, it's not great, is it? Can't afford it, don't buy it. Thanks, Tony. Thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate that. Arabian Nights were part of the Banana Bunch show. The Arabian Nights. Now you brought back some memories there, Tony. Thank you very much for that. Yep, I used to love the Arabian Nights. I used to love all those shows. What was your favorite cartoon? What was your favorite cartoon? My favorite cartoon was the Banana Splits. Spanish chicken. 6 hours. Go get a blowjob from Rob. He was very generous. Spanish bought 6 hours. Did your staff like them, Spanish? Have they, yeah. Did they like them? My staff didn't cause some controversy, didn't they, on Jimmy O's show? Oh my goodness. What's happened to Jimmy O, eh? I think he was on Raconteur's News the other day. Probably for about 5 minutes. I don't know. He's now called the Jimmy O Archive, so he'll probably pop back, I would imagine. He'll come back at some point. Yeah, I know Spanish, no blowjob so far, but you got to come up for those, mate, I'm afraid, yeah, Wacky Race was one of my favorite cartoons, and the classic Tom and Jerry. Classic Tom and Jerry. Violence, a black woman shouting, Thomas! Oh dear. No, I'm not coming down, Spanish. You can sod off. I'm going to share another story with you. Here we go. Don't forget, yeah? It's coming up. I'm keeping you hanging on there. I know you want it. It's coming up. It's coming up. As everyday staples, including Marmite, wholemeal sliced bread, and baked beans, are classed as potentially risky to your health, can ultra-processed foods ever be good for you? Some regard it as one of life's essentials and love it. Others loathe it. But is Marmite good for you? Or whisper it, is it one of those ultra-processed foods Experts say is linked to obesity and other health problems, including, as the Mail reported a few days ago, a high risk of an early death if you have type 2 diabetes. The cost of Marmite is soaring. A big jar will set you back nearly £6. Good news for manufacturer Unilever, which has enjoyed rising revenues due to price hikes. It was revealed last week. Yeah, buy the copy in Aldi or Lidl. It's just as good, trust me. And many consumers will not want to give up their favourite spread, not just on account of its taste, but because of the boast that it contains B vitamins. It also provides potassium, and eating potassium-rich foods could be more beneficial for reducing blood pressure than cutting back on salt, especially for women who eat a lot of salt, according to a study published in the European Heart Journal last year. Potassium helps by relaxing blood vessels walls and encouraging the body to excrete sodium. This was also the finding of an ongoing research program involving 96,000 users of the Zoe app, which is led by Professor Tim Spector, an expert in epidemiology and gut health at King's College London. Speaking about the results, the prof admitted his surprise about finding that yeast extract, one of the chief ingredients of Marmite, topped a list of the most potassium-rich foods with 2,100 milligrams per 100 grams. This compares to a banana, traditionally thought as one of the ultimate high potassium foods, with roughly 358 per 100 grams. All of which raised an interesting conundrum even, for Marmite falls into the category of an ultra-processed food, or UPF as it's known. These are foods that, broadly speaking, come in packets, are subject to industrial processing, and contain ingredients you wouldn't see in home kitchen. But more on that definition in a moment. Marmite is made with processed yeast extract, a byproduct of the brewing industry. It is by no means the most extreme example of UPF. Others contain a string of unrecognizable ingredients. But does this matter if a food is also providing useful nutrients? This question is something of a nutritional hot potato. I like what they did there. While some experts point to research linking increased UPF intake to a growing list of modern diseases, others say the research doesn't take into account that people who tend to eat most UPFs may also have other factors which contribute to ill health, such as low income. And well, you can't be on a low income, can you, and afford to buy Marmite at £6 a bloody jar? Another bone of contention, hey, they're funny fuckers, aren't they? Is the definition of a UPF. Some say it's so broad it wrongly vilifies foods that may have some nutritional benefit, such as some sliced supermarket wholemeal bread, which provides fiber. Baked beans, also a source of fiber, which count as one of your 5 a day on account of the beans, and tomato and Marmite, which according to its manufacturer provides 76% of your B12 needs in one 8-gram serving, roughly half a teaspoon. The starting point of which constitutes UPF is the NOVA classification, the original definition, blah, 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 blah. This is getting boring. So let's see if it gets any better. Yeah. So basically, yeah. Here. So we're also talking about if it includes foods additives or anything that we are unfamiliar with or do not usually use in home cooking. Example: flavor enhancers, high fructose corn syrup. It indicates that the product is UPF. The professor suggests that rather than focusing on processing, a better way to get an idea of how to choose a healthy diet, to look at the traffic light food label, which, although flawed, can give you the idea immediately if a food is high in salt or fat or sugar. The choice is yours. And some people might say that high fat foods aren't that bad for you, and some people might say that you need salt. You might not need table salt. That's not very good for you. I can tell you that. What are you all saying? Well, 9:25. We're doing all right. We're doing good for time. Let's have a little drink of water here. And Spanish loves his Marmite. Yep, absolutely. And Amanda says, surely everything in moderation is okay. Absolutely. Didn't he? What? Then he's never tried it. Oh my goodness! Wow. Newbin's never heard of it before. Oh, it's a delicacy over here. Miss Blue Sky says it's not too hard to find alternatives to our usual choice in the shops, and of course, every now and then won't hurt too much. The other thing is, the best way to stay as healthy as possible is to cook your own food. Okay, just cook your own food. Grow it if you can. You know, grow it if you can. Learn to cook. It's not that difficult. But if you want to be as healthy as possible, you can get veg and fruit. You get cheap fruit when it's got like end of the market, supermarket day. Go and buy some fruit when they push the prices down if you can't afford it. There's all sorts of ways you can do it. Paula, I've got lovely long hair. Thank you, Dinny. Paula says Marmite and banana toasted sandwiches for the hardcore. Oh, Marmite. Miss Blue Sky says Marmite is lush, but only spread as thinly as possible, as it looks like skid marks. Sorry, guys. Actually, I like Marmite spread thick, personally. I really do. Yeah, so James has never tried it. Ninja's never tried it either. What else is being said here? Mahatma Levelant says a Unilever responsible for the John West seafood poisoning scandal. Didn't know about that one, Mahat. Thanks for that information. Yeah, they're not a great company, are they? Paula says scrapings from the devil's belly button. Yeah, it is one of those love it or hate it things, isn't it? You know, I'm not Manda says I'm not giving up Marmite. I love it. They can bugger off. Absolutely. Gonzo Johnny says favorite cartoon, the South Park count. Absolutely, Johnny. Yeah. What's your favorite cartoon? Foghorn Leghorn. I don't know that one, Paula. He wasn't on Raconteurs New. It was me, Jimmy O. Oh, I see. It was you, James. Oh, I see. Oh, Jimmo. Oh, I see. James Owen. Oh, right. Thanks for that. Oh, there we are. He wasn't in. He's cleared up that one. Amanda says, what was the one with the big rooster? I said. I'm sure people can tell you what it was, actually. But yes, and Bugs Bunny, of course. Bugs Bunny. And Pepe Le Pew. The skunk that was always after the cat that looked like the skunk. And the cat used to just try and run away. That was very funny as well. Paula says, Coyote, Will I, Coyote, yeah. And the Roadrunner. Meep, meep. Here's one for you. I think I've caught up. Yeah, I think I've caught up. Yeah, let's have a look down here. BB says King of the Hill. Yep. James, what's TNT? What's that? TNT. I don't know what that is. Foghorn Leghorn. Foghorn Leghorn. Okay. There we are. Don't forget, 9:30. We've got a quiz coming up. We've got quizzy coming up. Yes, you love that quizzy. this is an interesting one as well. Yeah. Here we go. Look. Scientific proof. Trust the science, folks. Trust the science. Scientific proof that loneliness could shrink your brain. Britain is in the grip of an epidemic, but not one caused by a virus, unhealthy lifestyles, or foods that we eat. Instead, one of the biggest emerging threats is chronic loneliness, a feeling of overwhelming isolation coupled with a lack of meaningful relationships that now affects 3.83 million people in the UK, according to figures from the Office of National Statistics. And perhaps surprisingly, the figures show people under 30 are the most lonely age group. 16 to 29-year-olds are twice as likely to be chronically lonely as the over 70s. This is not the kind of temporary loneliness some might feel when children head off to university or a relationship ends, but an all-consuming long-term feeling of isolation that drags down mental well-being. Loneliness is a significant health problem which has continued to rise after the pandemic. Robin Hewins, program director of the community group campaign to end loneliness, told Good Health, "For some of us, life went back to normal after the pandemic, but for others, it has not." And I think some people, I mean, I'm certainly one of them. I've discussed this with my partner that I don't have many male friends. I really don't. And yeah, sometimes it is a bit lonely. She's encouraged me to do other things, but I find this is helps me, and that's the key thing. You've got to find what helps you. You know, what stops you. Even if you go out and you just go for a walk, you know, just smile at someone, start chatting to people. You know, or if you're going to get on a bus, you can start chatting to people at the bus stop. Yeah, they might think you're a bit weirdo, but you know, I think loneliness, you can be as lonely as you want to be, you know, but you've got to make an effort. You really have got to make an effort. And whilst it has been known for some time that loneliness can be detrimental to health, scientists are starting to unpick the reasons why. For example, alarming new research has found that being lonely can shrink our brains, heightening our risk of dementia. Researchers from a university in Japan studied almost 9,000 men and women aged 65 and over, tallying results of their MRI brain scans with details of how much regular contact they had with family and friends. The results published in the Journal of Neurology in July showed those with the least social contact also had the smallest brain volumes, especially in parts such as the hippocampus and the amygdala that are linked with dementia. Researchers said it's possible a lack of social contact accelerates the gradual shrinkage of the brain, which happens as people age. Other studies show regular verbal and social encounters spark the nerve impulses needed for the formation of new connection between brain cells, maintaining brain volume. But this isn't only impact that loneliness has on health. In fact, in May, the US Surgeon General, the country's most senior medic, linked the impact on health to smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. Research shows that being socially isolated can cut up to 5 years off the life of someone over 60 compared with peers who are not lonely, by heightening the risk of conditions such as cancer, heart disease, and dementia. Our recent study, published in June in the European Heart Journal, looked at cardiovascular disease risk over a 10-year period in 18,500 adults in the UK with type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes itself is a major risk for heart attacks and strokes, as it can lead to circulation damage. But the study revealed the risks were even greater, 26% higher if those affected also lived in isolated existence, lacking friends or social contact. But how can feeling left out of life have such a effect on physical health? One way is that the body responds as if it's in danger, releasing the hormone cortisol, which increases heart rate and blood pressure. So we are ready to fight or flee the imminent threat, flight or fright, or fright or flight. Chronic loneliness can cause persistent stress. That means this cortisol response is permanently switched on, and constant exposure is raised cortisol. Studies show can increase blood pressure, blood glucose levels, cholesterol, and triglycerides, harmful fats in the blood. A study published in the Journal Heart at University of Newcastle linked loneliness to a 30% increase in the risk of a stroke or the development of coronary heart disease. It goes on, and it says here, a psychologist at Stirling University found the key to be levels of loneliness was a physical touch with a friend or loved one, not just being in their company. The results published in June scientific reports found even among cohabiting couples, feelings of loneliness declined when there was regular physical contact from just holding hands or hugging. And some old people, like Spanish, pastimes may help too. In a US study from Millersville University in Pennsylvania, published in the Journal of Evidence-Based Social Work in July, writing letters to pen pals was highly effective at combating isolation. The researchers concluded letter writing was a successful way to attend to loneliness and is different in many ways from email and texting. It's great if you know people's addresses and stuff like that, isn't it? You know, letter writing. Oh dear. Chris says here, living alone means that you have to pay twice as much for everything, and you have to do twice as much housework, etc. I live alone, so I understand that one. And Spanish says, I need 2 minutes chatting to someone to know if they're a fucking clueless twat. And Kendo says to Miss Blue Sky, I'm a bit fucked up in the head today. I found out this morning that my op is next Tuesday, so I'm all over the place mentally. And let's give Kendo a round of applause because he's knocked the fags and the weed on the head. Well done, Kendo. Keep it up, and we hope your operation is a great success. I'm sure it will be, sir. I'm sure it will be. Rick Hayward says, give me solitude. Amanda says, you got to be brave and out yourself out there. Many years ago, I felt really lonely. I decided to do something about it. Went to work as a volunteer for the homeless. It changed my whole life. There you go. Nubian says, should we appoint a meeting 20 years ahead and save the show and evaluate what happened since now? Is it possible to set up a show on YouTube 20 years forward? Yeah, we call it a YouTube space capsule, can't we? Or time capsule. That's a really good idea. I like that idea. Johnny says, I don't like socializing in a rat race society that does not understand anything about how their society works. Yeah, you've got to find like-minded people. And I think in this group of people, we're quite like-minded. And we all think very, very similarly. But at the same time, we're individuals. And that's why we watch people like Pete and Cookie and Steve and Jimmy as well, because again, we all like to. We're all a certain oik, aren't we, or whatever the word is. And Kendo says, "Thanks everyone for the support. He really appreciates it." And we're sending positive vibes to Kendo and prayers as well. Chris says, my way of thinking has been rubbing off on my work colleagues. You dirty boy, Chris. Rubbing off on your work colleagues. Let's have a look. Bebo says, blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Thanks for that, baby. You just reminded my dad. He used to sing that. Never see the sun shining so bright. Dee 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 dee, going so right. Yes, we know Spanish. I'm glad I'm weird and all the other twats are bonkers. We know that, mate. Is Paula being rude again? Let's have a look, Rick. Mick wants to be left alone. Rule thyself, says Johnny, and we can all get along fine. Absolutely. Where's Paula? What's Paula? saying, let's have a look. I say. You watch this channel, Rob. 20 people watching this shit. Actually, it's 18 now, Spanish. Oh, it don't matter. James, like the Roadrunner. Yep, absolutely. TNT, yeah, explosive. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I used to love that show. And I've caught up. There we go. What shall I do now? I think I'm going to share some memes with you. It's 20 to 10. And let's share some. I kept some memes. So let's share some memes with you, shall we? Entire screen. Let's do that. So, okay. Down here. And we're going to go down here. And let's go there. Here's some memes for you. There you go. I'm just making sure this is all coming out okay and that you can see them. Yep, there we go. Yeah. Christine was the first self-driving car to catch on fire way before Tesla made it a standard feature. Ah, dear. That's a good one, isn't it? Canadian healthcare. Just get in the coffin. Yep. Your ignorance doesn't make me a conspiracy theorist. Absolutely. Absolutely. People in the Dark Ages were uneducated, dirty peasants. Here's the Dark Ages. Look at those. Look at those lovely buildings there. Look, beautiful. I love visiting cathedrals. I really do. And here we go. Here's fungi, and here's the Devil's Tower. Or was the Devil's Tower an actual tree? Who knows? You know, you just never know, do you? Mind-blowing fact. Everyone knows Marco Polo as one of the first and most famous Europeans to travel to Asia during the Middle Ages. However, less people know that after he lived in China for 17 years, around 1271 AD, he returned with reports of families raising dragons, yoking them to chariots for parades, training them and having spiritual union with them. Interestingly, the 12 signs of the Chinese zodiac are animals, 11 of which are everyday existent creatures: rat, horse, dog, ox, rabbit, tiger, snake, ram, monkey, rooster, dog, and pig. The 12th is a dragon. Why would the Chinese include the mythological dragon with these common living animals? Exactly. I believe dragons did exist. Go to Mud Fossil University and on YouTube channel, Mud Fossil University, and he believes he's found a dragon imprinted in a certain country. It's very interesting if you're into that sort of thing. When someone asks me my opinion on any political issues, problem solved. Oh, dear. How your doctor looks when you ask about nutrition. Huh? Nutrition? No, we only covered about 48 hours of that, or maybe even less than that. Nutrition? No. It doesn't. We don't know about that. No. When asked what I did over the weekend, I reply, "What did you hear?" It turned out that I wasn't making weapons of mass destruction. It turned out I was. Oh, dear. I was born a fox, but I feel like a chicken. This is my new identity. Let me go into the hen house, please. Oh, dear. Dogs might be called man's best friend, but we don't show the police where you hide your drugs. Here's an interesting one. We all know this lady passed on. Sinead O'Connor asked Dublin anti-maskers not to use her music. Can I please ask the selfishly unmasked crowd standing shoulder to shoulder, protesting and ignoring the Divic protection restrictions not to use my music as it to suggest I support you in any way? I do not. The next day she tweeted, yes, we all agree people have the right to protest whatever we like. That's not the point. The point is becoming part of an unmasked crowd in the middle of a pandemic makes you a potential weapon of mass destruction. Rest in peace, Sinead. And she also tweeted that her and her son went for their jabs as well. But you won't hear that in the news. When you stop giving a shit about the expectations of a dying culture and start following your own path. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. I'm following my own path. If someone shows you their true colors, don't try to repaint them. Absolutely. When you're watching a movie and people keep asking questions instead of paying attention. What? I've just missed that bit. I think that might be it. Or it might be. Oh, here we are. How much rice I think I've made. How much rice I've actually made. Guilty. Guilty as charged. Absolutely. Yeah. And when you see a friend consuming mainstream media, Heimlich movement. The Sun, BBC, CNN. I think that's it. Oh, no. True meaning of the Facebook logo. Oh, dear. Yep. In the 1940s, males faked their age to fight in World War II. In 2023, males pretend to be female to win in sports. I think that's it. Oh, yeah. This is very apt. The signpost says the Barbie movie straight on, or driving off a cliff. Driving off or off a cliff. Me. Oh, dear. Yeah. I could never watch the Barbie movie. We have absolutely no idea why people who took 5 experimental jabs in 24 months are dying suddenly. When you hear someone say, people have always died suddenly. We weren't crazy. We weren't making things up. We weren't selfish. We weren't killing people. We weren't hurting others. We weren't lying. We weren't just being stupid. We weren't ignoring the actual science. But we were vilified. We were fired from our jobs. We were excluded from society. We were discriminated against. We were mocked. We were blamed. We were thinking critically. We were right. I do like that one. We'll pretend that we are dropping the vaccine passports by changing the name to digital ID. Yeah. Oh, dear. There we go. That'll do. I hope you enjoyed those. I did. It took me a long time to put them together because I was just having a nightmare on my computer today. Let's have a look. What's been said down here? We still are, says Paula. Yep, absolutely, darling. Yeah. If you agree or disagree with Rob or chat, get in the after chat and get your opinion over or shredded. LOL. Chris says, Barbie, the new feminist icon. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Blue Sky. Dark deadpan comedy. Yep, absolutely. Didn't one girl go on to be a Doctor Who? I don't know. Mahatma Levenant says, I was at school. I even made my own jaunt belt so I could travel through several dimensions, drain cover to drain cover. Miss Blue Sky, cats are well safe. No wonder I prefer them. Yeah. Nubian says, I heard seahorses are actually dragons. Good point. Yeah. Yeah. Dragons are reptiles, says dragons do exist, says Paula. So yeah, there we go. We got a different thing. And there's some other chat going on. Love Christine, great film. Yeah. I've never seen it in Spanish myself. Anyway, should we do a quiz? Yeah. So we do a quiz. Let's do a quiz. Okay. Thanks for joining me, everyone, tonight. We got around about 10 minutes left. Should we do a quiz? Right. Okay. So let's get to the bottom here. Let's have a look. And in fact, I'll do the I'll so we're doing the TV and film quiz. Okay. Okay. Here we go. What was the name of the character played by John Travolta in the film Pulp Fiction? Answers on a postcard or in the chat, please. What was the name of the character played by John Travolta in the film Pulp Fiction? Come on. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Anyone? Chris saying face off. No. What was his name, Chris? No. Nicolas Cage. No. Amanda gets it right. Vincent Vega. Absolutely. Yeah. Here's a really easy one, right? Who's going to get this first? Okay. In which TV program did Bruce Forsyth and Rosemary Ford appear? In which BBC TV program did Bruce Forsyth and Rosemary Ford appear? He was married to her. And the first to come up with it is Manda Generation Game. Blimey, she's good at this. Mastermind participants are never known as contestants. What are they known as? Mastermind participants are never known as contestants. What are they known as? Yeah, Spanish, it's fixed, isn't it? You're right, mate. Challengers. No, almost, Chris. Twat, says Gonzo Johnny. Guess, says Manda. No. Expert, says James Owen. No. I don't know. Right, I'm going to tell you. Contenders. They're known as contenders, apparently. There we go. I don't think you'd know that one. No. Which EastEnders character married Kat Slater on Christmas Day in 2003? Which EastEnders character married Kat Slater on Christmas Day in 2003? You've got to know your EastEnders for this, haven't you? John Smith. No. Fuck knows, yeah. Oh, Miss Blue Sky, get it right. Alfie Moon. Well done, Miss Blue Sky. There we go. Which TV, I'll give you a clue, American TV show features the theme tune Where Everybody Knows Your Name? I never watched this program. Which TV features the theme tune show Where Everybody Knows Your Name? What was the name of the program? Come on. Oh, Gonzo gets it right. Cheers. Yep, absolutely. And Paula gets it right. So does Chris get it right. Cheers. Absolutely. Let's have a look. Who performed the James Bond theme tune, The World Is Not Enough? Who performed the James Bond theme tune, The World Is Not Enough? Come on. Who did it? They're not about anymore. There's a clue. No, it wasn't Shirley Bassey. No. Adele? No. Think of a 90s band. No. Think of a 90s band. Demis Roussos. No, Tony. It was actually Garbage. So there you go. Which actor played Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street? Come on, that's an easy one. Which actor played the Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street? He's someone that most of us probably wouldn't like because he supports the WEF, doesn't he? Yes, Chris, it is the yes, Paula. Well done, Paula. Leonardo DiCaprio. What is Austin Powers' middle name? Yeah, baby. Well, what is Austin Powers' middle name? Come on. And it's not Fat Bastard. Fat Bastard. Yes, Chris. Miss Blue Sky, danger. Well done. Miss Blue Sky gets it right. A few more here. Which cartoon character has 3 nephews called Huey, Dewey, and Louie? Which cartoon character has 3 nephews called Huey, Dewey, and Louie? Answer is Spanish Chicken. Manda gets it right. Paula gets it right. Yeah. Paula got it right first. Donald Duck. Yep, absolutely. Complete the title of the 5th film in the Pirates of the Caribbean series. Dead Men Tell No What? Dead Men Tell No What? Complete the title of the 5th film in the Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Men Tell No. Yes, Manda gets it. Tails. Looks like Manda's winning this one, doesn't it? Who directed the film The Da Vinci Code? Who directed The Da Vinci Code? Yeah, Mom. Who directed The Da Vinci Code? I'll give you a clue. Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy day. Starfish Pete gets it right. It's Ron Howard. And last one then. Last one. Well done, Pete. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Which Scottish actors' film credits include Angels and Demons, Moulin Rouge, and Trainspotting? Which Scottish actor's film credits include Angels and Demons, Moulin Rouge, and Trainspotting? Trainspotting is great. And the answer is yes, Paula. And yes, Miss Blue Sky is in first with Ewan McGregor. Yeah, absolutely right. Thank you very much, everyone. That's been the Health Freedom chat and interactive health show and what have you. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. I'm going to put the link in the now in the chat, the invite link for anyone who wants to come and join us for an after chat. Let's have a look. Let's post that there. Don't forget, you've got Pete and Cookie tomorrow are on Rumble and Odyssey. And on Thursday, you've got Steve to Goose. And back on Saturday, we've got Jimmy again as well doing Raconteurs News. If you like the show or if you haven't subscribed, please hit the like button and please subscribe to the show as well. And I will see you next Tuesday, as the expression goes. Okay, stay positive, right? And thanks again for all interacting and hanging around and listening to me droll on everything else. So I'll see you in a week's time or in the chats of the other shows. And remember, they may come as good as you, but they don't come any better. I'll see you in the after chat. One more time, I'm going to post it. There we go. Thanks very much. And thank you for all your support and your kind words. Thank you. Good night, everyone. I'll see you soon. All right. Bye-bye. Bye.